2015 Honda Accord, 31,000 miles. I have everything apart. It's been about an hour since I started on it, and we've got the radiator out, the condenser out. The condenser, actually, believe it or not, even with that big giant ding there, it was still holding freon. That was amazing to me. The radiator's out. The driver's side fan housing is cracked, so we're going to have to replace the left fan, driver's fan. The passenger side fan on the back of the radiator is fine. I don't know what the condition of the radiator is, but I'm just going to replace it anyway. They don't cost much. So it'll have a new radiator, new condenser, and a new left fan. The right fan's fine. The right headlight also is fine. This headlight is destroyed, of course, the one that was on the left side, driver's side. Our battery has a hole in it, so it's going to get a new battery. Let's see. That was about it. We didn't have any broken hoses or anything. All that stuff unbolted with no problem. All the hoses are fine. Got a little damaged intake duct there. That's I think part of the resonator portion of the intake. So we'll have to do something there. And we got a couple of wires that were broken. Just a couple, I think 3. Really easy fix. So all is well. And the reason I pulled this out, as you can see, if you looked at the first video, you'll see that it was all smashed in. Now it's all pulled out. The reason I pulled it out is because when I go to put the new metal in, I want it to line up a little easier. I'm still going to have to do some lineup work, but it makes it a lot easier if I pull this existing stuff out before I start sectioning in all the new metal. And so I always pull it out. Not to mention it made it a lot easier for me to get the radiator and condenser out without having to fight everything. So once I pulled this out, everything came apart just like normal. And that way you don't tear things and break things for no reason. So it's always better to pull what you have before you put the new stuff in, even if you're going to cut it out. I know it's an extra step, but it only took me about 15 or 20 minutes to hand pull this. This was not pulled on a frame machine. This was just hand pulled. I just took a basically what's called a body stick, which gives you extra leverage, and brought it out roughly to where it should be. Not exactly, but just enough so I can access everything and I can cut out the bad and weld in the new. So that's where we're at, and when it's all done, it'll be beautiful. It'll be just like new. The lower radiator support has no damage. All that lower support is perfect. Hasn't moved. Everything's right there. Our rails are right. We don't have any damage there. It's going to be just a simple upper radiator support. Pretty easy to do, and when it comes out, when it's done, everything's going to line up correctly. You're not going to have bad fitment. You're not going to have problems assembling it. It's all going to go together very well. I've done a lot of cars hit like this. It's called hit high. When you buy a car hit high, it's much easier to make it original. Cars that are hit low, where the suspension gets moved or your rails are damaged, it's a little more difficult to get those to line up correctly again. Sometimes you have to, to do a lot of extra work. These are pretty simple when they're hit high. It's all cosmetic. It's all sheet metal stuff. Pretty simple to do. So anyway, that's where we're at. It's completely torn down, and the next step is to cut out the old and weld in the new, and that's where we'll be going, and I'll make a video of that as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.